What you niggas don't understand is Wait, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? And as you can see, we back with another Viahini today. We back with another Viahini. JJ, introduce yourself like you always do.
You already know your boy JJ, host on Talk About It TV. You get what I'm saying? You can follow me on JJ _ that's it. You already know me and my boy with another show.
Yeah, man. Before we get started, before these ladies get on, I want to let people know I had a great week. How was your week?
Oh, it was pretty intense. You get what I'm saying? At work, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, man, we got God with us. We get through anything.
Yeah, facts. I'm not going to hold you. I had a little rough week.
Yeah.
I had a rough week. I ain't even gonna lie to the viewers. I ain't even feel like shooting this podcast today. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you know, you gotta get up and do what you gotta do. Finish what you started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we gotta keep on kicking. But I'm actually waiting for these ladies, so that's why we just sitting here talking. I want to say I had a birthday this week that passed on Thursday. Your boy hit 30. Oh man.
Oh, my boy 30.
You feel me?
My mom, it was also her birthday, on Deshawn's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to everybody's, you know, birthday that's coming up or whatever, or whoever was on the 13th of April. It's a very special day for Deshawn and my mother. So, and that's why we click a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, facts, man. And look, man, I'm so surprised. I even seen 25, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
You're an OG now.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm happy I seen 25, bro. Like for real.
OG, salute.
It's hard. I'm not even drinking today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't drinking, so
It's all good. This all me right here. You get what I'm saying? This all me. I drink for you.
yeah, nah, I feel you. I understand. But I really don't want to, like, we need ladies for this. And I'm waiting for the two ladies to start going, because we could go on all day about equality between women and men. But I actually need some feedback from women. So that's why I'm actually we taking our time, we just talking, you know. You feel me? Catching up how we usually do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, but this week was rough. FTO Banger, shout out to you. We had a conversation over the weekend. You feel me? Whatever we could do to de-escalate problems, situations. Nobody got time for the buffoonery. And it's 2023. We trying to stay positive. We trying to maintain our goal, keep pushing on our craft, keep building our craft, making our craft better. Because as you can see, we have a lot of difficulties with our show. Sounds, whether the quality, how the video look. We have a lot of mess ups. You know, I had a couple videos delete on me. Oh man, made me want to break down. But you know, you got to keep it going. But let's just get started. You feel me? Because
yeah, I mean, yeah, we here. You know what I'm saying? If it's anybody that's, you know, that's a female that's watching, you trying to, you know, join the live with us, you could be happy to send a request. We'll accept you and we'll start the show. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, me and you gonna have to start it off. If you got anything that you want to ask me, then I'll go up with a follow-up question. We can do it like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I was talking to my family earlier, right, about this, and this what really made me write this episode. And there's a lot of women out here that swear they could do what we do, bro. And I'm not knocking those females who could do what we do.
Yeah, they're capable of a lot of things, but just, you know,
it's a selective few that can really do what we do. a lot of women actually fight for the same rights as we got. You feel me? Which I find, I want to say ridiculous, but they should have hold some of the rights back, because now I'm gonna put this out there. I could actually, right, have a physical altercation with a woman, right? Where I hit a woman, she hit me. Say she hit me first, I hit her back. Feel what I'm saying? I'll get looked down upon on. I'll get frowned on. Um, even if the cops come and I'm like, look, I have to be leaking crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
look, she hit me. Like, I'm the one that handcuffs. And this is why I need women to understand we don't have the same rights at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Well, it's crazy because you know, the law and the system, it protects them in a lot of situations. You get what I'm saying? Domestic violence, you know, marriage, you get what I'm saying? All types of shit. Child support, a whole lot of things that the law protects them with. You get what I'm saying? And you know, and you know, whereas men protect at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But as far as when it's coming to, like, you know, equal rights and everything like that, you should be 100% a man, and then a woman should be 100% a woman. There's no way. I mean, biologically, we're not the same. You know, physically, we're not the same. You know, mentally, intelligently, we're not the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know.
in facts, because and it's even on another aspect, women be like, oh, men get paid more, blah blah blah. But we live in a year where women actually get paid more than men now.
Oh yeah, somewhat, yeah, somewhat, yeah. Somebody in the comments said, I teach my daughters, if they don't want to get hit, them keep their hands to themselves. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. Don't try to engage or try to be aggressive to a man. I'm gonna definitely, you know, once my daughter get the understanding and everything, I'm gonna teach her as well. Like, don't don't go up to a man, don't argue with them, blah blah blah. You get what I'm saying? And you know,
Fact,
you're gonna always have the protection. You got hella uncles, you got brothers, you get what I'm saying? So you got me as your father, so you good.
facts, um and just how, right? You say that. I can't even see the comments. I'm not gonna lie to you. Salute
I
to
can
you
see.
too.
I you
All
know.
right.
I,
Pin. If somebody got a comment that I can't see and you see it, just pin it for me, and we'll just go off like that. But women has to understand, you can't even argue with a man, because we are you argue women argue with men and say off the wall, bro. They talk crazy, and it's like, what you saying, like, if a man would say that to me, is up. And it's like, I feel like I have to hold myself back, or um fight my urges, because you want to sit here and talk to me as like you're a man, like you want to talk to me crazy or whatever the case may be, and you expect me to eat it. Or because men, and it depends who you are, because a lot of men don't really argue back with women. I don't argue back with women at all. So sorry about that. I had a brain freeze.
good, you good, bro.
But they just have to understand, like, you can't argue with me, because what you saying and the dude would say, I would knock his head off. So you making me feel like I want to knock your head off, but I get looked at wrong. Oh, now you feel some type of way, because I'm telling you, if you was a man, I would have stretched you, or I would have treated you like somebody out on the streets, because you talking to me crazy, and like somebody on the street ain't even talking to me how you talking to me, and ain't saying what you saying. So, and women really do know how to get under the man's skin, bro.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
Let me say that, I had a lot of relationships where, I was the aggressor, and You get what I'm saying? Because a woman was talking crazy to me and everything in the relationship. But I'm like, yo, you treating me like some type of stranger. You get what I'm saying? You treating me like an outsider. You treating me like you wanna get busy with me. Why? You get what I'm saying? I'm like, if you don't want to be with me or if you don't even want that protection, see, women, you don't have to ask for the protection. We just already offer it from the rip.
On the rip.
You don't have to ask for it. You have to be wanted to be that woman for protection. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as you, like, just be the 100% the woman, like I was saying, like, be 100% the woman so that, you know, when it's time for me to protect you, you get what I'm saying? You are worth being protected. Far as let me just re-say that. You get what I'm saying? Like, all women are worth being protected, but you have to be wanting to be protected at the same time. So
Yeah, bro, and that's why I'm really waiting for one of the ladies, because I really don't want to get like deep
like,
into
yo,
it.
ask us some. Y'all up here, any females that's up here, y'all can ask us questions so we could, you know, the show will be more better like that when y'all, you know,
Engaging yourself with what we got going on. But females just gotta understand, bro, and like just how you need me to be a man and to serve and protect you, I need you to be equal and bring out your feminist. Don't talk to me like a man. Don't treat me like you a man. I'm not here to date a man. I'm here to date a woman, a lady. So what I need you to act like, you feel what I'm saying? But they have a bad habit of coming aggressive and always saying, "Oh, man is not masculine no more," but it's the women who demasculate us. For real, for real. Because there's women out here that think they better than us. And to be honest, you acting like it don't stink when it's really do.
mm-hmm.
And this where females have to understand and just stay feminine. Like, come on, like, is that hard to ask? Because if I stop protecting, then I looked at as like a weak dude. You feel what I'm saying? If I stop doing a lot of things, I look like a weak dude. You feel what I'm saying?
I need you guys to elaborate, and if you don't agree or disagree, we need you to elaborate and everything like that, so I can let Deshaun know, you know, from, and we'll just keep going like that.
While somebody sent the comment.
I'm guessing she didn't agree. Cherokee.
I can't even see, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So she said false. You know, she said both men and women just need to choose better, which is
It's not just choose better because
but in you know what he's saying. I need you to elaborate.
do all three of you like the same kind of woman?
I like all of them.
Yeah, I like all women.
Like
It's just
all
really
shapes,
how women
sizes. I
treat
don't
you.
care.
You can't just say, do we had a lot of dudes do have a certain type of women they look for.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I look for women that gonna stay on her P's and Q's 24/7. Don't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter if I lose my job. Doesn't matter none of this. But I want to keep going on equality.
Yeah. We was
Yeah,
kind of, you know,
we actually
slipping off track.
got off track for a little bit, but
This is why I need a woman to come up here. Like I need one of y'all to come up here, and you know what I'm saying. Just like my bro from my job, he came up here, and you know, I need a female to come up here so we could have this debate. You know what I'm saying, about equality between men and women. We need one of y'all to come up here.
All right, so this is another thing about women. I really want to talk about, because women say they have a bad habit of saying women run the world. Beyonce say women run the world. All these girls say they run the world. But who built the world? Who continues on building the world? You get what I'm saying? So women do have to take accountability where they need to stop
Where there's
saying that.
strong strength at. Like, women are, like, they have the power of gods. They don't even understand this shit. Some of them. I'm not saying all. They literally bring souls into this realm. You get what I'm saying? Men are physically dominators of this realm, like the physical world, the plane itself. You get what I'm saying? Women, y'all, like to y'all core, y'all bring life into. That's how much stronger that y'all are than men. You get what I'm saying? Like, for a physical point, like, it's just like I can't. What's
Can you
good?
guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
we hear you. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
We
yeah.
doing good, Queen.
Okay, that's great. So
I'm
I just
happy that you joined.
happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to just say really quick, and please stop me at any time if you have extra questions or is anything you kind of intercept and say. So I think I speak for all women when I say that women do not want to run the world. I will say something like that that does get said or slips out of our mouths is just a motivational speak or some motivational we'll say for ourselves. Um, However, and usually 9 times out of 10, that is a woman who is saying something like that. However, women do not want to run the world. It's just that I saw something earlier that I want to use as an example. I stay on YouTube all day. I listen to all different types of podcasts, and I saw something where I saw a young man. He expressed how he would never want to marry a woman from America. He would rather marry a woman from Africa or somewhere else overseas because those women there are trained and raised to be able to take hits, whereas American women, they're quick to run for divorce. So, um, my thing is this: when he didn't entail what he meant by hits. So I'm assuming what he meant by hits is, and mind you, when we're talking about Africa, we're talking about a cultural background where these women are trained to be obedient. They are not raised to have their own spiritual belief. They're not raised to be their own kind of person and things like that. Now I'm gonna circle back around, but I just want to talk about what I asked earlier, where I asked, including the young man who was on here earlier, if you guys like the same type of women. Because when you think about it, men are asking women to be this one type of woman. Now, tell
Mm-hmm.
me,
Oh.
do you have the same passion and career as all of your other friends? And if your answer is no, or if you have the same passion in dating women as your
Mm-hmm.
friends, and your answer is no, why would every other type of woman be that exact same way? And why should they sacrifice being out of alignment with who they are and what they want for themselves
Mm.
for the sake of a man to not question her?
Okay, so all men don't have the same
I,
expectations on women.
I,
For me personally, it doesn't matter for women
Mm-hmm.
if I'm paying all the bills or we going 50-50. We live in a tough situation where the world is
I
it's
totally
crazy,
agree.
it's expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore to say we are not at a position to say, oh, I'm gonna sit here and take care of you.
Right.
So me, I need a woman to have 100% ambition, like I have ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you work, try to have something on the side because I don't want to sit here and be the one that's constantly busy and busy and busy, and you sitting here watching me grow, and
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to be that man in your ear. Oh, what you good at? What you gonna do? You don't have no side hustle, no talent that you to I'm trying to get the right word.
I know.
Sorry.
Listen, I know. I get it. I get it.
But I'm a man, 50-50 is good for me. Make me a sandwich, I make you a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Rub my back, I rub yours.
The sandwich part.
I'm just saying, I'm just being honest.
Oh,
They used to
For
call me
real
Chef
though.
Boyardee, so I cook.
I want to chime in on that really quick because I'm not afraid to say, I'm in my 30s, right? I'm a 30, I'm a single woman. I'm not a single mother, I'm a single woman with children. My children, their father is very much 1,000% in their lives. Not every single woman can say that, unfortunately, because it's a dysfunction between co-parenting, but that's for another time. But one thing about me that I know of, you working, even if I'm working and it's 50-50, my man walk in, oh babe, could you make me a sandwich? Or listen, I was already ahead of you. I already got cold cuts in the fridge. I got the kind of bread you like. I already paid attention when we went on our first 2 or 3 dates. I realized what type of sandwich you ordered when we went to this sandwich spot. I know you like. I know you like this on your sandwich. I even got. I got mayo. I got all that stuff in there. Oh, babe, and when I walk up to your plate, oh, you remembered I like pickles. I also know you prefer handcrafted beverages as opposed to 7-Up. And so.
Knowing your man and knowing your woman, that's key right there.
And that's exactly what it is. So you have people who are going through they're going through cycles right now. Not everybody's paying attention. When they're not, the thing is, we're meeting people who aren't in alignment with themselves. So we don't even really know what we want from other people. Women, we have this in our heads. Oh, I'm looking for a masculine man. Men are out here saying, oh, I'm looking for a feminine woman. When to be honest with you, we all don't even really know what the heck that means. We just have it in our head what we think.
Yeah, it's thrown out there a lot. You get what I'm saying? It definitely is. It's like, and masculinity, feminine, masculine, it's all thrown over the place, and people don't even know how to operate within themselves.
Whereas now, I'll be the first to say, I don't mind putting this out there. I've been in my masculine energy for years. I am very much a go-getter. I work hard. I also make sure I have fun, and I make sure that I make sure that any and everything I do, it doesn't hurt anybody, it doesn't offend anybody, and it doesn't go against my moral code. So I feel I recently learned that working within my alignment and what works for me is going to bring me closer to what I want in a person, because I'm going to become that person that I'm trying to attract. About all the experience I have. I'm not gonna look back at or pay attention to the trauma. If anything, you learn from it. And I feel like men need to learn how to tap into their emotions more, because when you pay attention to your emotions, you're receiving information. And like you were saying to the young man earlier,
emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence. Emotions have logic. They really do.
You gotta understand them.
If someone does something and it bothers you, you just told yourself that won't work for me. And I feel like people are quicker to react as opposed to say, okay, that didn't work for me. Let's see what else this person does. Okay, that doesn't work for me. And you want to find a woman or attract yourself to a woman who is at least shares the same moral values as you, like share the same values as yourself. If you're somewhere and you see just because she look good, because there's a lot of women who aren't as physically appealing as what we see on IG or what we see online. And we all know everything we see online is fake as hell. We all know that with the filters, with the enhancements and all that other stuff. But you need to pay attention to the soul. Pay attention to the characteristics, not the personality, because the personality could be dope. But the personality will be dope, but the characteristics, it shows you how they treat other people. And if they treating other people shitty, including yourself, and that tells you right there, okay, they look good, but nah, that's not what I'm working with. That's not what I'm about.
And another thing about what you were saying about social media, I feel like that's another big part on people's emotions, relationships, friendships. People go off. Yeah,
it destroys all of that.
Yeah, we have a podcast, but people forget everybody has their own opinion. So people goes off other people's opinion and feed it with their relationship, feed it with their friendships, and not knowing how they feel, because they watching all these podcasts and trying to say, oh, they feel like this, I should feel like this. Oh, masculine, then masculine. No, just be you. All you have to do is be yourself.
That's very true.
Yeah, I'm definitely a type of person that feels and understands who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still learning who I am. You know what I'm saying? then I could just, you know, sit there in front of the crowd and like, yo, look, nobody can't tell me who the fuck I am. Like, nobody. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to let you know what's good and what's the real.
I feel like that's the approach right there that no one is acknowledging. Everybody is just looking for something in somebody else. They're not focused on themselves. Like Lauryn Hill said it best: "How you gonna win when you're not right within?" Because I automatically know, okay, because this has happened to me 1, 2 times. I've had guys come in my DMs or guys in my face, and they're like, well, I don't really, I don't really date women with children, and it's like, but I'm still trying to see what's up because you're beautiful. I'm gonna respectfully and politely just walk away, and I don't really understand that logic because you having a conversation, you have all these compliments, but I'm out of your alignment, and I'm something that you cannot tolerate or deal with or even take seriously. So why are you still trying to see what's up? And here go another thing. Men will say, and a lot of women will agree, but I feel like nobody never looked at it this way. Why do y'all think it's easier for a single woman to have options as opposed to a single man to have options? Why is that?
I guess it all buckled down to, motherfuckers having a preference or just I wouldn't even say man enough. I'm just saying that like in that situation or whatever, they just, you know how some people are, like men and women. They just want to just deal with a person with no strings attached. Like, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people ain't willing to do that stuff. And they still be trying, like, look, man, I could go with whether if you got kids or not. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm attracted to you. I'm gonna go all in to whatever you got or whatever you got going on. You know what I'm saying? As long as if I don't put
a lot of think like you have a lot of men saying you're a woman with children. What would a man possibly want with you, or what could you possibly bring to the table? But those are certain men who haven't reached a certain level of experience because they do not have children. They never had the experience of dealing with the dynamics of a woman with children, so they do not know the characteristics and the type of wisdom that type of man needs to have when he becomes a father, becomes a family man. They haven't reached that yet. And I personally feel as though that they should not speak on that. If that is their preference, then do not impose. And I feel like women are the same way. They shouldn't impose, well, I want a man with this much amount of money. That's cool. That's your preference. And I'll tell a man so quick, that is your preference. However, that's not my reality.
Yeah, be realistic.
Exactly realistic. But to get back to my question,
somebody in the comments said,
yeah, but Easy K, all right, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Easy K, let me tell you like this, right? Men don't want to. I deal with multiple girls with kids. I'm talking about, and I love their kids to the death of me.
Especially me.
And you can't. It's 8 billion people out here, right? You can't just singleize all men and saying we don't want women with children. No, you may not want a woman with children because you may block your soulmate just because you looking, oh, she got a kid, but you don't know that woman is probably really for you.
Mm-hmm. Look, like they used the comments you ran through.
What is ran through?
What? That's what's ran through. I guess they referring to a not so tight vagina. I guess I don't know. I don't know, but
no, it's usually like basically like how many people you had sex with. You know what I'm saying? That's what it means. Where if you have like multiple men, you know what I'm saying? So that's just to break it all down when it's saying that men like, oh, she ran through it.
But how would a woman know what a good man is unless she's gone through some bad experiences?
That's true.
How would I have known what's good for me and what's not good for me had I not gone through certain experiences?
And experience is everything.
It's lessons.
Look, I'm the type of guy, I don't give a fuck who you was with. You know what I'm saying? Man, long as it's real, it's good, it's clean, you healed, I'm healed, we in there. You get what I'm saying? Now we could grow together. What's up?
So
you get what I'm saying? Look, what we got planned for the future. Let's go. Let's get to know each other. Let's go on dates. Let's go to the movies. Let's go play with the kids.
and that's a different set of wisdom right there. You know, you got some guys, I personally feel like once they have their kid and the crazy part is you got some of the men who are saying this, but they don't know in a year from now they may have a kid and they won't be a husband. They will be a baby daddy.
I got denied because I got a kid.
Facts. I had a girl that had 5 kids that denied me because I had 2 kids. I looked at her crazy.
What? That's wild. I'm like, yo, how the hell you got?
Literally.
Trying to make no excuse for homegirl, but it sounds to me like she probably had a really bad experience of one of her ex's baby mamas, and she's still traumatized from that. And don't even make that a personal hit against you. Let her heal from that trauma. She did you a favor.
Oh, facts.
She did.
So my thing is too is it comes down to like people don't want to deal with people problems, and they think that it's just problems. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not trying to let it be your problem. It don't have to be your problem. You get what I'm saying?
Agree.
But at the same time, you get what I'm saying? You know that I have this here and you have this here. You get what I'm saying? It's all areas in all our lives that we going through some type of trauma or some trouble or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying? If you feel me, I'm feeling you, and you feel like you want this to work, you will make it work.
That's what I'm saying, and that's a fact. When you build a strong connection with someone, sometimes it don't matter what the obstacles or the challenges are. But at the end of the day, it is your choice to say to yourself and weigh those pros and cons. Can I deal with it and can I can't? And just to kind of reply back to Easy K, no one's saying that you should date a woman with children. If it's out of your alignment and it's not in your preference, then do not, I repeat, do not approach or come to a woman who has children. Keep finding your queen and a woman who is doing the things that you would like to see a woman who is doing and who has the same moral code and values as you. Nobody's trying to push you or convince you need to look at women with children or not disqualify them, because naturally you're going to disqualify them, and that would be operating out of your alignment. So don't do that. Go for what you want.
He said, I'm not starting a family with someone who already has one because I will put myself in that position.
So, right.
And if, yeah.
I want to say something what he said, what he's saying right here. You can't, all right, just how you said you don't want to start a family that already been started. There are teams you've been on that already been a team before you got on. What's the difference? The
I'm mad that
school you went to,
analogy, though.
the school you went to that been started and you went there. It's not too, then he said it's too late. At this point, Easy Cat, I don't know what do you expect out of life, because life is tricky. Life is unexpected. You don't know who you may run into. Like I told you last time, your love of your life may have 2 kids.
Shit, your love of your life might have 90.
How you know?
I'm not trying to go too far. It's just, you know.
No, but I just want to say this really quick and kind of go back to the initial question, because I have an answer, and I kind of have it might sound like a theory, but it is indeed a fact. So I feel like you have a single woman and you have a single man. You got probably 200 women in front of this single man, whereas you probably got like 800 for this single woman. Single men, or you got 800 men who's trying to get the attention of this single woman, whereas 200 women are trying to get the attention of this single man. And now that's a fact, right? Women usually is dudes that's trying to get that. It's dudes who are interested, and women will have way more options in the men will have in women. You want to know why that is? 90% of the women out of those 200 men who are trying to get the attention of that single man are single. They're actually single. Whereas a lot of majority of the group of the men trying to get the single woman's attention, they are in relationships, married and single.
Dang.
That's why there's more options for women. That's
you know, women trump us to 1, right? They trump us 3-1. There's more women on Earth than men.
Fact.
That's a fact.
Fact. That's a fact. And since you said that, right, Jay?
Look how she got.
Since you said that, right, Jay? I'm gonna answer a question. Right? I seen a post earlier too with a Muslim woman. I actually sent you this video earlier, Jay, of a Muslim woman saying there are more females on this earth than men. So why women won't allow men with multiple wives? Because if every male and female gets together, there will be a lot of lonely women out here. So how do you feel about that?
I personally, the way I feel
stand
about
on
that,
stand on what you say now.
Listen, one thing you'll learn about me is I always stand on what I say.
Awesome.
However, I also take accountability. If
I love that. I love that for you.
And something that we touched on, I'll bring it to your attention. I'll say, I never looked at it like that. You know, one thing I always learned, one thing I started to recognize and realize, like, damn, I never looked at it like that. But one thing I don't do is oppose the preference of other people. I actually had a talk, and I'm me talking about this is me also answering your question.
Okay.
So the fact that there's more women than men, you know, I don't really trust Google like that. But I will say the reason why a lot of women, no women don't want to date, majority of women, they do not want to be in a relationship where a man has multiple wives. They do not. Because for one, that's not the environment they were raised in. First and foremost, they were taught to expect the complete opposite. Let's start there. They were taught to accept the complete opposite of that in a woman sharing her time. It's also in a woman's DNA. I'm sorry, but some of those women, they honestly, that's something they have to be trained on and accepting of. Okay, we're taught, especially in the country, taught to be independent. We are taught to protect what's ours, not in the way of a man, not the same way a man is taught to protect, but in a way to be right. No woman wants to share a man that they love and they will die for. No woman, if it's a sister wife and she there, no.
Sister wife. That sounds so funny.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. Old girl went on that podcast and said that, but I want to know personally if her husband does have another wife, and if her and that woman ever butt heads. Because I guarantee they do.
I feel like not if it's an understanding.
It's trust me, even if it's an understanding, some cat still gets shade still gets thrown, and they probably got to go in the back room and have a talk every now and again. And you got some women, especially in America, they weren't trained on that. They were trained, they were raised higher, especially by their fathers. For some of us who did grow up with fathers, we're taught not to tolerate that, not to allow a man to share his time with another woman. But also, I feel like this. You have some women who will see the benefit of that. And I had a Muslim friend of mine that was dissecting that for me, and he made perfect sense of it. And it didn't sound crazy to me. I'm like, no, because it's a foundation. It takes, what's the word? It takes a village. It takes a village. It does. So I can understand there being women. I can understand there, but he even said to himself, but before I establish that, I have to mentally prepare myself. I have to be a stand-up man. I have to be a certain type of man to want that. And he's I think he's like maybe 22, 23 years old. And he said, but I have to be ready. I have to be financially ready for that. I have to be mentally and emotionally ready to divide myself amongst 2, 3, 4 different women. Yeah, because personally, me, one is good enough for me. So my question to most men who are in relationships or who are married, but they still got that wandering eye, it's like this. It's like, are you that man? Are you financially ready for 3 and 4 women? Are you ready for 3 and 4 women? Because now you're dealing with 3 different personalities, 3 different wants. Even if you manage to get these women on the same page to have the same ideology as you, they're still gonna act in some form of self-interest at some point. And a human being. That's not them being selfish. That's their natural instincts and natural human nature kicking in for self-preservation at any time. So my thing is this: if you are a man, that's what you want for yourself. I personally will never tell a man, yo, you sound crazy to me. No, my boy, that's what you want. I hope you get that. And you know what? I hope you find a woman who's on the same page as that and she's cool with that. And there's some women who will be. But when you think about it, and if you personally know some women like that, ask them, or have a friend, a female friend, go and ask them.
Mm-hmm.
Is this real you want? Because I guarantee some of those women are not 100% happy. Not that even we are 100% happy for the women who have one man and we don't allow, women like me. So I want, like, really, because you're living off the ideology of someone else who, not to say convinced, but who has shown you a different way, and you feel as though the love and the passion you have for them, you're going to live in this alignment off their alignment. It's not probably your alignment or your preference, but you're willing to reverse that or change that around for the betterment of that man. And that's a big sacrifice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you was gone. You was gone. You was in there. But I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever floats your boat.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you can handle it,
yeah,
go for it.
I feel like the preference of what people want, there really is no wrong. Go for what you want, and that's, you got to be in alignment. You got to find other people who's in alignment. And sometimes, and the thing is, I feel like both men and women, but mainly men right now, they're looking for a baddie in the alignment of the same thing that this dude Tate and Kevin Samuels was talking about, to be in that alignment. And when she's not, dudes are like, man, see, y'all women, y'all need to tighten up. And it's like this. It's like, you got to understand, she was raised in an environment where she was taught to be independent. She probably things she learned from her mom. She learned from her sister who were single mothers or who went through certain things. So she saw firsthand. She got to make sure she's independent. However, you got some who are not necessarily operating out of pain. They're operating out of just making
survival.
Like, when they do that man, they're intact, they're good, and you know what I mean? So you just got to find that person who has the same value. Get to know people at time. Don't rush into anything. Women are good. Listen, women, we got to admit it. He good for meeting a dude. He in his room with man, and we quick to play Captain Saving it, and then try to change him. And then we have our hand out with these expectations, and they're unrealistic. They're unrealistic.
And women also have a bad habit of saying they do change a man. They don't want to change their bad habits at all.
That's a fact. Because okay.
Nobody should be going in nobody's lives trying to change them anyway. They got to change on their own.
That's a form of control and manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
That's control, because when you're going in to try and you're playing the role of a savior or a healer, but really you're just looking to box this person in, and you're trying to control them and make it all about you are headed for
it's going to be a disaster.
It's going to be a disaster. And I feel like when you not see that as a form of manipulation, it is a form of manipulation of control when you do not get the outcome you want. It's control. Some women can't identify when they are their own worst enemy.
Let's hold on. Let's go. All right. So the show today was equality, right? I got a question, and this for both of y'all. Do men and women think the same?
No.
Do they move the same?
Do they what?
I want you to elaborate on that question and everything like that.
You said, do they move the same?
Do they think the same? Do they move the same? Why? How? All of that.
No, absolutely not. No. Women are not meant to move the same and to think the same. there's a thing called contrast in life. It's like yin and yang, lightness and darkness. How will we know good days from bad days? There needs to be contrast. Men and women are supposed to at some point harmonize and understand one another's nature. Depending on who you choose and what's in your alignment, you won't really understand that until you meet someone who is within your alignment. That's when you will better harmonize. So
I like that answer. Daddy, what about you? Deshaun, what about you?
I have to say no also. Just like you said, yin and yang. We actually need women to balance us out because women have this intuition where they know something's bad going to happen to us.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And
What?
men,
Superpowers.
we know our women, especially if it's your women. You know how she moves. You know what makes her cry. You know what makes her laugh. Anything, right? So we like it's yin and yang. We have to balance each other out. Without a woman, there wouldn't be no a man. Without a man,
be men.
so we all need each other. And no, we're not equal.
and women, we don't need men. Y'all know, y'all stop fronting. Stop it. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes.
So these generation of women move off of trauma from men.
That is true.
Vice versa.
That's true.
Yo, I don't know if you guys you seen when you said that a lot of women or a lot of men, they be saying, oh, I don't need this or I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? It was a song that just came out with Lola Brooke, Ciara, and it was another female artist. And I hear Ciara talk about, like, you know, now, if you take care of your bills, like, talk about the independent women, if you feel like you're independent, whatever the case may be, may God be with you. You know what I'm saying? I support whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against nothing that a lot of women do to take care of themselves and their children. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like Ciara has said in the song that, oh, shout out to the women out there that don't need no man. And I'm like, girl, why the fuck is you promoting that in the song?
And you're married.
Because you gotta understand, and let's go back to social media, how demonic the industry is, and want us to be manipulated on what's wrong instead of what's right. Just like Cardi B, I don't cook, I don't clean, but Offset got her doing what? Cooking, cleaning, taking care of the baby. She is in her submissive mode.
Yep.
But on her songs, it's crazy. Beyonce is out here, all the single ladies, but she's happily married. You don't see her stepping out of her relationship. Jay-Z got caught cheating multiple times and hit her sister where she stayed.
Ladies isn't promoting for women to be single. It's saying if he wanted it, then he would have put a ring on it. And her message in the song is to single ladies is, if he's cheating, if he's doing all these things wrong, if he can't get it right, or if he's not trying to get it right, because if he liked it, then he would get it right. He would put a ring on it. He would put an effort. That's pretty much what she's saying. And yes, because to be honest with you, realistically speaking, Beyonce is not gonna divorce Jay-Z because he cheated once or cheated twice. They have a business agreement. They have children who solidified it. They have a level. It's clear they have a level of love and respect for one another, even if they're showing to the public that they have a certain amount of love or compassion, or there's fire in the marriage. For all we know, they hate each other. But there's a business contract in place. They make more money together than they would apart.
All right, so
and
you say that, right? You got a business. What about the City Girls? JT and Uzi. When did you hear about JT Wow since she started dating Uzi?
Honestly, JT don't even, JT rich as fuck, but she don't pay no bills.
Come on.
To be honest with you, I don't even follow those things. What's going on with the City Girls? The last thing I think I heard that was going on with the City Girls or anything associated with the City Girls was that Diddy had a baby outside of their little
oh yeah, you talking about this girl
Young Miami.
Yeah, Young Miami, Creation, whatever her real name is.
I don't even follow Cardi B. I don't follow the
She
tabloids.
knew though. She knew exactly what she was getting herself into.
Oh, she's pretty much playing a grown ass sugar baby. That's all she's doing.
Supposedly, you know, Diddy was paying her once a month, like crazy. Gave her her own show on remote TV and all of that. Like,
it's a business deal.
Yeah.
It's because she can be bought.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As long as she was getting paid, she ain't give up. And that's what people thinking that she's getting played. No, she know exactly what she got herself into. None of her feelings was involved at all.
Exactly. So she really don't care. As
It
long
was
as
about that money with her.
That's honestly, and I will say that's honestly what is promoted for how women to be these days. And if you got some women who aren't in a relationship for a form of exchange, then they're doing it on their own, because you got some women with their morals who are intact, but they're focused on their money, they're focused on their career and their stability. And you got some, but this is the thing, you got some women who are moving like that, but they are good women. They are wholesome. They do not have expectations of a rich man. They don't have expectations of a man with status. They're looking for a man who know how life is. Someone who is organic and authentic, and who is not afraid to put effort into being his better self. Absolutely. or to better bring himself. And you got some women, you know, they are out of trauma because that was their experience. So now they're trying to be careful about who they choose next. It's the same thing with men. Men get hurt, but the thing is, women can get hurt multiple times, more times than men can. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing. That sucks for us. But with men, they get hurt one time, and man, listen, stay away from that. Stay away from
Yeah, that's another topic, because when men, it is, because when men love, they love hard. It's a different love. It's like when you find that one, you found her in your head, in your soul, in your heart, you found her. So it's like she either left me for whatever the case may be. I probably did some bull, or I probably slipped up and stopped doing something she used to like, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, it hurts, because now I have to, men have a black book. All men have black books, right? So when we delete that black book, it's gone. We can't reverse it. As a woman could walk outside, like you said earlier, and find another spouse that fast. So men, it takes us more time to find a woman than a woman can find a man. So that's why it's really, when it comes down to getting hurt, to men, because it's hard for us. When we go without sex, we go without sex. And females always say, "Oh, why you always go without sex?" And in the beginning of the relationship, it'd be like, "Oh, you got all the hoes." Yeah, I do. I do. And I'm not getting rid of them. You're gonna have to show me some things to get, and that's why a lot of women get hurt, because they fall in love in the beginning. It takes men time. And when we get rid of that black book, oh, just know he love you. Real good. Right. So I have a question for you guys, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of women out here that's saying they could do what men could do.
No. That's down right now.
Why?
Can I just answer the question? Here we go. This could break it down right now. Now, let's just say we're stranded, and then, you know, a guy comes up. You got a team woman, and then team men. They tell you got to build shelter and everything like that. Who you think is gonna build the shelter faster, and then it's more stable and everything like that? Who's gonna win that actual that task right there? You know what I'm saying?
That would definitely be men.
You get what I'm saying? See, now That should answer the question right there.
Exactly. Because this is the thing, you have more men. Men are likely to have grown up or have been a part of some form of an activity, whether it's with their dad or their uncles and things like that, where they did go camping. It went fishing, so they learned some basic survival skills. Whereas, women, and I can't really say because you got girls.
Yeah, for all the women, y'all know how to use this?
I sure do. I sure do. But
Anyway, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, like
so,
you out in somewhere in the woods, or you deserted somewhere and things like that. Like men will let me eat, and I gotta cut some trees down, not trees out, but I gotta take some branches. I gotta build something. They gonna take that water, that mud, some sticks, and they gonna order two and two together. It's like men will be you got some women who are they won't know what to do. They'll just be like, oh, what the fuck we do? And men gonna put some shit together and figure that shit out.
mm-hmm.
True. So I asked that question to follow up on this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why did women fight for the same rights as us? If
They the rights of so it started out when I think is when pretty much like a lot of men was sent for war. So you had a lot of men who didn't come back, and you had a lot of women, children who were single mothers. Even while those men were gone, there was no form of like a way for them to survive. So a lot went out and got jobs. They started working. It was an act of desperation. Then women wanted to become a part of the workforce because they no longer wanted to be the power of a man. And like we've all, it's a lot of men have become aware of this fact that the aunties and the grandmas and the old school women I talk about, they hated it. Just so y'all know that they did. Um, they were the ones telling your sisters and your cousins go to school and get a great education, leave these boys alone, when they was actually supposed to be telling now you make sure you stay tight and dandy, and you make sure you stay feminine, and you make sure you stay clean, so that way a young man will marry you. They were not telling them that because they finally became mothers, and they were, I'm not gonna lie, though, in those times women were treated it was barbaric the way men treated women back then. You know what I mean? But
in that moment of time,
women wanted to go to the workforce, but they equal pay because they found themselves doing the same jobs, certain jobs as men. Maybe they weren't building highways, but they were going into certain places like the telephone companies. They were doing the jobs as men were, so they were asking for equal pay because also a lot of women were single mothers. Their husbands probably died in the war, or they probably were able to legally divorce their husband for because men were abusive. So they
you don't think that comes from the agenda of the government, though?
What was that?
Don't you think it was like an agenda of the government, like basically pushing out to making women single mothers and
it was
everything
really
like that?
for the Black community, to be honest.
Yeah, that was predominant here towards the Black community.
And to really be honest, just like you said earlier, through World War I, World War II, while it was a lot of abusive households, men was actually traumatized coming back from the
No,
war.
that's true. That's true. That's very, very. I'm not saying that that's not the case, but the thing is, even before men became traumatized, they were still coming home after work drunk and ready to beat on their wives, or their wives have sex after all day of taking care of the house, taking care of the home. That's not my job. I've done that before. I've done this at home mom thing. And when I tell you, it's easier to have a job because
I was an in-house dad too for my son.
but this is the thing. That depends. What I found out later on, that experience is based off of the support and then the experience the one had.
Mm.
but it's also supposed to think about it. Whenever you give a woman it and give it back.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you're giving her income, you're gonna get that back. It's that days where she's doing it, frazzled.
You did.
He's not coming to her like, I need some pussy, I need some peace, I need a listening ear, I need this. Like, I gotta finish folding up the laundry really quick. And 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 I wait, hold on, because I gotta help such and such. Why aren't you in bed yet? Like, this is what's going on. A woman's trying to multitask, which is naturally in her nature to be able to multitask. But if
I could agree
to say, babe, you go to bed right now, and don't make me deal with you. Hey, go lay down. I'll be in there real quick. And she walk in the room, it's probably a hot bath running for her. Or you walk in the house, or she's probably grocery shopping. She comes in, you're already there preparing a meal, and she's like, "You trying to get your dick sucked?" Like
that was just popped in my head too.
that unchanged. She probably, because I'm telling you, she was walking through the door like, man, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. And I gotta go to this PTA meeting, and I gotta go to report card night. And she walked through the door, and you probably got already a loading machine, and you already got dinner damn well. Even if it's a cheap ass meal like spaghetti, she's gonna love the fact that she didn't have to cut into. She's gonna love the fact that she didn't have to rush and get frazzled to do that because you did it. So the first thing she gonna do is she gonna take a deep breath. You're gonna see her exhale. You're gonna see her exhale, and then I promise you, she gonna be your best friend. She's gonna be your best friend, and then she's gonna be surprised at it. But if it's something that's consistent, then you can expect a consistent, balanced woman.
So, do you agree on like men and women should have the same be in the same sports, whether it's basketball, boxing, football? Do you think they should be in the same sport,
meaning on the same
team?
thing, like
on the same team?
Yes.
Yeah, like literally.
Like, forget the WNBA.
WNBA
It should be one NBA. Then, and if a man or wanting to fight a woman, they get in that boxing ring and fight.
No. Go ahead, say it.
Say it. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, okay. I've seen some shit. We've all seen some shit, but it's rare when we actually see where a woman can run behind a man. You know what I mean?
There's some that's blessed out there.
You know what I'm saying?
That's stronger.
That has the capability, but that is rare. That is rare. So I personally feel like it depends on what kind of woman is stepping up to the plate to do that, because not every woman is. No woman is really trying to go through that type of training. No woman is really trying to go through that. They don't even have that type of athletic endurance. Most women don't. So I have to say, based off of that ratio, no. Women are not ready to endure. Certain women are. But when you think about it, you'll probably find maybe 3 or 4 here in America and a couple from overseas and from Russia or something like that. Some crazy athlete chicks who really went through that training. But most women, no. Most women are somewhere getting their nails done.
Man, I got an idea now to make us a whole lot of money. You heard? We might as well start our own.
Double they booty. Most women they're trying to endure that kind of training. So no.
I was gonna say I got a great idea. We could all start an organization where men and women play basketball, football together. You get what I'm saying? See how that goes.
And this is like still going back on women having the same rights as men, because they want to say, not y'all, perhaps the government.
Listen, I'm one of those people. I'm open. I don't get offended. I don't care.
Y'all want the same
making
rights.
Sure you feel comfortable there.
Y'all want the same rights as men, but then
what rights are you bring to?
Equality.
Y'all
want to be treated like men. Y'all want to get paid like men. All these things, and this is within women's rights, right? So why this how the government divided and confused the law, because You don't want the women to play the same sport. I still look upon on if a woman punch me and I'll punch her back. So it's like, do y'all really still have the same rights as us?
So this is the thing. I tell my sons and I tell my daughters, if you don't want to get hit, don't get hit. Don't hit no. And I teach my so okay. To answer your question, I feel like if I'm doing the same job as another man, if I'm doing a specific job that a man is also being hired for, and I can do it and I can do it just as good, why shouldn't I get that same pay?
Because we have to do the heavy lifting. You're not going to lift a 75-pound box if there's nobody around.
But that's the thing. You have women who can, though, and they do.
Majority or some?
Some.
Some is only 2 or 3.
But that's the thing. If she gets hired for that job, why shouldn't she get the same pay that a man would?
Because we still have to do the physical hard labor at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're sitting at a desk. You still got to go downstairs and pick up the copy paper from WMB.
That's correct. So if she gets hired for that position, if HR says, can you do this? And they put her through training, or if she on the job for the first week and they see that she's lifting those boxes, she's executing this, that, the third. Let's forget we talking about a pretty dainty little girl. We talking about a woman who got guns, or a woman who has that endurance to be able to see that job through. It's just that on her application, her gender is checked off as female and not male. I think that it would be very, very disrespectful for HR to pay her less just because she's a female when she's still lifting the amount of boxes and running the same amount of work as her co-worker Joe next to her is.
Female,
because that's why.
Yo, I tell y'all right now, there's women at my job that's lifting refrigerators. I ain't no cap to you.
Who will take off more work, females or men? We don't get pregnant, so we don't need a fraternity leave.
That shouldn't even be.
We don't have periods where women say, you know what, I'm not going into work. We don't have to deal with all the emotions and having kids and periods that women go through.
But that shouldn't disqualify a woman for a certain position. That's nature. That's something you can't help. That's like telling a man you can't go take a shit.
But that's what y'all look at, though. But now, I just want you to. I just wanted your input on it. But do you know women actually are getting paid more than men nowadays?
I believe it, and I say I believe it because first and foremost, you know how many business LLC grant opportunities are geared to more black and geared more to women than they are men.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I noticed that. I told myself that's some bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Because then it's like you got a couple that's like, you know what, babe, let's get this grant, let's grind together. But all the grants are geared towards single women.
Facts. There's no grants for men at all.
No grants for men, none at all. And I said that's fucking crazy. Right. That's insane. But you want to know something? That is very much a part of the divide and conquer. I would definitely say. But you also look at it this way as well. How many women, and they just so happen to be single women and or single mothers who are their kids as motivation because they don't have anybody else to depend on. So they say they got to go hard. They got to go all or nothing. So for the women who are confident enough to go and get this business or get these grants and start an LLC, they went and they did that shit. Mm-hmm. If the same opportunity was given to men, they wouldn't have done it. But their excuse was, well, we can depend on women to go ahead and do with this grant and to expand the economy because they got something to lose. And I'm not to say men don't, but that's just how they look at it. And it fucking sucks. It's unfair. It is.
Yeah, it's
that way.
It's a lot of things that's out here that's unfair to the male and female. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's all for profit. it's all to keep things under control, under wraps, shit like that. Everything has its own agenda.
Everything
You know what I'm saying?
for a certain reason.
But
And
far as like, I don't even think when it comes to even making money or learning the trade or doing anything like that, long as you know how to do the fucking job or do what you know how to do best, everybody should get paid equally. But far as you know, when it comes to equality as men and women, or thinking that they're the same, or we could think the same, move the same, all of that stuff, like, no, you get what I'm saying? But we see
I,
exactly what's going on, because
I
everybody
agree with
it winds up having these conversations, and motherfuckers getting in their feelings, and not looking at the bigger picture on how life is going right now. You get what I'm saying? Because right now,
I will
I can tell you right now, like, why we gotta pay bills? Why do we have
Basically, that's just nothing but control. You got to think about in the what's that, the 1916s or the 1600s, right? They had the kings and queens up top where it was a big circle, right? I forget what it's called, where they send a person out there and they had to fight for their life. While the kings and queens are really doing something behind the scenes while they manipulating everybody else, of distracting them of what's going on in the arena. That's what it's called.
yeah.
So that's all they doing now. So what they found now, they found jobs. What we're gonna do with the jobs? We're gonna make them pay for food. We're gonna make them pay for this. Yeah, it's easy to go plant some trees. It's easy to go hunt, but they want to cripple us instead
Oh yeah.
of going out and finding our natural resources on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they doing. They manipulating us, distracting us, and the people would never understand that money is really not real. What people used to do back in the day. Oh, you have an apple, I need tomatoes. Can we trade?
What is that called?
But we are towards the end of the show. I like to enlighten the show a little bit, have some funny questions.
Oh yeah, that's the fun.
You to respond on how you do it. But this is really the first one really not funny, but this for you both of y'all, as a woman and as a man, what would you change about yourself to enlighten a new significant other you're trying to interact with?
What would I change about myself to enlighten my potential significant other?
Yes.
Um, my entitlement as a woman, my entitlement to feel like I like. Okay, so you have some women, and I've been guilty for this in the past. Whereas I should be a priority, and when I say a priority, I mean that it don't matter what you got going on in your life. You supposed to make sure I'm straight in every single aspect.
No, I'm gonna make sure you straight. Fuck yeah.
Wait, what? Because
I said you straight. Fuck that. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling though. I'm gonna make sure you
I just
straight.
feel like everybody.
I'm gonna show some affection, baby girl. Don't worry.
What? I want to say, like, I to explain it is like the brattiness, that bratty kind of female, not spoiled, the brat, like, that attitude, that entitlement.
JJ, you breaking up.
Like I expect flowers twice a week, 3 times a week, this, that, and the third. I don't know. expectation, I guess the expectations, but I also feel like the expectations should be there. It depends on the level of which you are dealing with that significant other, though. I personally feel like.
Okay. And what about you, Jay?
For me, you know, it's been a while. What I was going through in the past, like I come very, you know, angry in situations, but I have gotten better though. You know what I'm saying? I have gotten better with dealing with me being this, you know, pop head and, you know, getting angry and all this. I always explain this. Everybody that know me know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always try to explain it to the show. Like, anger is the one thing about me. Like, because I do come genuine with love, but then when it comes in reverse, when I see somebody do something and I see one of their flaws, I kind of just attack them on that and become this angry person. So ultimately, that's right now. I've been single for almost 3-4 years now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting real good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be prepared for the next relationship that I wind up getting in.
Okay.
Yeah. So anger is definitely one of the ones that I'll change about myself.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I have a bad habit with patience. I don't have patience. It could be with anything. I don't like waiting or nothing. Like nothing. I don't want to wait for a ride. I
It
don't want
seems
to
like
wait.
you on the pace right now, nigga.
Yeah. Nah. But I am actually growing with patience. I had a bad habit with patience, man. Like super bad. Whether it was in relationships, but right now I'm focusing on patience. Trying to lower my tempo of my body and my reaction on when I have to wait for something. Cause boy, I hated that. I hated that. So right, another question. Tourette,
Is this a funny one?
right? Tourette. Would you rather? All right, tell me your favorite dance growing up, real fast. Just tell me one favorite dance.
Favorite dance?
Yeah, favorite dance.
Well, all right, I'm gonna let her go first.
Walk it out, stanky leg, laffy taffy.
You already
Told.
Probably Cat Daddy.
what?
Wow.
I love the Cat Daddy. I'm not gonna lie. I used to kill that shit.
I ain't even gonna lie. JJ made that up before it came out.
Facts.
Not even gonna lie.
Yo, we
We
was
called it the wheelchair.
old when that shit came
But
out.
what's yours, Jay?
You already know. We grew up off this shit, man.
All right, so right.
We was
Would you
we
rather?
was back then.
Yeah. Would you?
That aggressive with it. Oh, this is my shit, nigga. Oh, get out the way. Oh.
Would you rather have Tourette's or doing your dance every 5 seconds, or saying the embarrassing thing, something, anything that embarrassing about yourself every 5 seconds?
Wait, so would I rather do the dance that I mentioned
Every 5
every
seconds.
5 seconds of every day, or what?
Or say anything that's embarrassing about your life every 5 seconds, and it's new every time.
The dance, duh.
Give me the dance.
So
Yep.
even if you at work,
I'm not.
you lit the something, you just.
They're gonna get this work. They're gonna get this Cat Daddy.
I work anyway. Like I'll be wilding
They're
at
gonna
work.
get this Cat Daddy. I'm not ashamed.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
No.
hell
All right,
yeah.
so,
I'm gonna be wilding.
Yo, I'm done.
so why do you think it's important to express your opinion to others?
Voices need to be heard. You get what I'm saying? It's, you know, everything is not like a lot of people suffered from just, not telling nobody shit. You know what I'm saying? Just going on about their lives. You know what I'm saying? And I'm basically speaking for them that don't want it. Man, listen. And a lot of shit wind up building up, and then they wind up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're like, yo, this person never act like this before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you must have, you know what I'm saying? Like really kept that in, or she must have really kept that in. So when you voice your opinion on things, and when it comes to either political, nature, or anything that got to do with everyday life, you need your voice to be heard. The opinions need to be out there so we could come to common grounds. Opinions matter. Hashtag opinions matter.
No, that's a fact though. I feel like you may say something that, or you may express something in a way where no one's ever looked at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
You could get a point across where you enlighten someone on something that they're probably going through or they were confused about. So they're able to get some tomato. They probably heard it somewhere else, but you explain it in a way where it's different, but it's ultimately the same thing. And they're like, yo, I never seen it like that. I never thought of it like that before. So now you just gave someone a point of view to consider, and they can use it and apply it to something that they're trying to establish.
Okay.
And stick with it.
Ideas come from opinions.
Facts.
What? Creations come from opinions.
That's a fact.
It all starts with a thought.
True.
Right now, everything that we looking at and everything that we got on our body, all of these come from opinions and thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Opinions matter.
That's why, like, if I have these talks with other friends or other associates, I'm never on the defense mode. Even if a man is talking about an experience he had with a woman, or in the way he's talking about it as if he's generalizing all women, like, I need to hear the full scope of it, because I want to really understand what you're talking about and what you're saying. Maybe I could be missing something. Maybe there's something I haven't looked at the right way. So I'm always willing to digest anything anybody's talking about, but that's not going to change who I am and what I also do for myself and what's in line with me. And I'll respect what that person wants for themselves, but I'm also going to express my opinion. I don't expect them to turn around and say, oh, you know what, you're right. It's not a matter of being right. It's not a matter of being wrong. It's about just a matter of being able to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you see the understanding in that? Yeah, okay. So I see the understanding of a man who wants 3 and 4 women. If you find a woman who wants that, I wish that for you, because that sounds like, shit, I ain't gonna lie. I need somebody to come in. I need somebody doing these dishes while I'm doing the goddamn laundry. Shit, that sounds like a good idea, but I know me, and I'm not sharing my man. I'm not. Nope.
Okay. Oh, yeah. By the way, the word called bargain.
Yes, bargain.
I knew it was gonna pop up in my.
Damn, you took it out on me.
Yeah, I have. I was thinking about it the whole time, and I didn't lie. I'm like, where's the word? But nah, but y'all basically really took my answers. What they said. But last question. Before we wrap it up, tell me your favorite movie. Describe your favorite scene.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, I am a movie junkie.
I love movies. I love movies.
I'm a hermit, and I can watch movies. I could binge watch movies all day long. Oh God! So the first one that comes to mind, and it's in my top 5, but it's probably not my number 1, but it's definitely my top 5. It is, what the fuck is it called? I think it's called Death Proof. Death Proof.
Never heard of it.
Quentin Tarantino. I think that's Quentin Tarantino. It's
right?
Huh?
Italian dude, right?
No, he's a white dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's called Death Proof. It's a part of like a 2-part movie. I forget initially what it's called, but the movie is called Death Proof. by Quentin Tarantino, whatever, something like that. But heck, just last night I was just watching The Purge.
Okay.
I like horror movies. I like action movies.
Look, y'all already know me. My favorite.
Say something.
I love Marvel. I'm that guy right there.
I already know.
Look, look. Peep this right here. Look, I'm not playing with y'all.
Oh,
this is a challenge. You get what I'm saying? With all the superheroes and everything, I'm really on this shit. So I say for me, my favorite movie was Avengers Endgame, where Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, he sacrificed his life with the Infinity Stones. He was like, I am Iron Man, then closed his fist, or well, snapped his finger. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my favorite scenes. And then it's crazy because they had a off scene where they all was getting on the knee for Iron Man's sacrifice.
Okay.
So, yeah, y'all already know. I'm like, man, that's what makes me interesting. You know what I'm saying? I love Marvel.
No, yo, my favorite movie is Pineapple Express, though.
What? That's
the shit.
I'm talking about when they was fighting, when he threw the ashtray at my man's head, bro, and they was scrapping in the apartment, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, time out, untime out. I'm like, yo, it's so funny. Yo, I watched that movie like 1,000 times.
It really is.
Yeah,
that movie's so funny.
I'll fuck around and watch that shit.
We made tacos.
Man, yo, that's
said I was crying.
That's just crazy. But I appreciate you, Cherokee, for being on Talk About the Television. But we here talking about it because who else will talk about it?
I love it.
For the people who watching, make sure y'all go show us some love. Show my boy Jay love. You already know we appreciate you, Jay, for handling the Instagram. You know, doing your best to.
Yeah.
You know, we working.
More content coming, everybody.
I appreciate you guys for engaging with this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. We'll be on YouTube. And we out.
Have a good night.
What you niggas don't understand is what's he